All right, this is Qi Gong. Today I'm going to do it entirely standing, whereas normally I do the first half, maybe 25 minutes seated. You're welcome to stay seated and do the same things that I'm doing standing, but in a chair, that's absolutely fine. I might sit down for a second and specify your footing here and there, but I might be able to stay standing the whole time and clearly describe it. We'll see. But let me go ahead and get warmed up here. If you're standing, let's weight shift left and right. If you're seated, you might start marching the feet. And everybody can kind of get to marching the feet here and having the feet sort of stomp onto the ground, creating a little bit of vibration through the body, okay? Vibration is good. Vibration breaks things up, right? Breaks up congestion, and vibration also kind of gets things to produce how they should. So it's one of our methods to reach this homeostasis in the body, right? A little bit of vibration, gentle vibration, nothing too aggressive. We're not trying to stomp hard. Just a little bit of vibration in the knees and ankles. All right, I'm going to pick my foot up and roll the ankle. You can do the same thing if you're in a chair. Bend and extend the knee. Other side, let me hold on to this wall over here. Pick the foot up, roll the ankle. Bend and extend the knee. So what I like about the seated classes is I can lean down a little bit further and kind of tap the ankles here. But if you're standing, that's kind of a long way to bend over and might not be great on the low back. So I'm not going to do a ton of that at the ankles and calves today. If you're used to doing those tapping warm-ups from previous sessions, then go for it. Go ahead and do that. I'm going to start at the upper leg and just kind of tap the quadriceps here, working my way up and down the front. Maybe come a little bit on the inside of the legs and down and out to the sides. Just a little bit of tap, tap, tapping. I'm doing open palms right now, but you might do little hammer fists also. Both at the same time. In and out, everywhere on the legs. You might even come over to one leg and then come over to the other. Okay, tapping helps with that vibration, right? Again, it helps to kind of reduce congestion, pressure throughout the body. Okay, so it's like a sort of a self-massage. Working our way up, standing up nice and tall. Roll the shoulder blades back. Tip the nose up to open up our airway and breathe in through the nose if you can. Exhale, let it out through the mouth. All right. Make sure if you're standing, your knees are unlocked. There should be a little bit of cushioning in the knees, right? We don't want to snap them straight back. We want a little bit of bounce in the body, okay? If you're seated, that won't matter for you. Shoulder blades back. The ribs, we're hitting our wrists into the ribs, and the fingertips here can kind of hit in this soft area, kind of the gut, the stomach, right? So the fingertips hit the soft section, the wrists and the palms kind of hit into the ribs. Sound is another source of vibration, so we can make some sound if you are comfortable with that. So you might go or ooh, and kind of move the hands around, right? You can find more than just one spot to tap. Make sure the knees are unlocked. And if you want to go left and right, it'll sound a little bit different. It'll go or ooh. All right, a few more seconds. 3. You might tap a little bit more forcefully if it's comfortable. 2, 1, and rest the arms at the sides. You might have a little bit of buzzing in the fingertips. Your fingers are just trying to, your nervous system's trying to re-regulate and sort of catch up with all that sensation. All right, rolling the wrists. Bend and extend the elbows. Let's roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Big shoulder rolls if you can. And switch directions, up, forward, and down. Okay, and then next up, I'm going to get the neck moving here, left and right, so settle down with the shoulders. Left and right with the neck, make sure those knees are still not locked out if you can. All right, eyes are forward. Since I'm going to be doing a lot standing today, I want to be very conscious of what I'm doing with my back. So I don't want to round forward at my low back here. There are a couple moves where we roll the shoulders and kind of hunch the shoulders forward, right? That's okay for a controlled exercise for shoulder scapular mobility, that's fine. But we don't want to hunch the low back. Another thing we don't want to do is jut the bottom back for a whole 35 minutes or whatever we're doing. So tuck the tail, right? So that your spine is nice and vertical. Even when we're going up and down, we want to try not to push your bottom way, way far back, okay? Here we are. Take as many breaks as you need. Go my breathing pattern if you're comfortable, but also break free from that and go faster than me or slower than me. You don't want to hold your breath. You don't want to hold your breath at really any point. Continuous motion partly means your lungs too, right? Continuous breathing. So breathe in until you reach the top of your breath pattern and then swing down until you reach the bottom of your breath pattern. We don't want to breathe in and then pause at the top or the bottom. So if you're moving faster than me or slower than me to do that, that's okay. Here we are, movement and breathing. Roll the wrists up toward the shoulders, breathing in. Exhale, sink down at the knees and hips. If you're standing, stand tall when you breathe in. Exhale, sinking down. Breathing in through the nose if you can. Exhale, floating down. 2 more. Here's 1 coming on up. Last one coming on up, breathing in. And I'm going to push straight forward. When I breathe in, I'm going to pull back down at my ribs, okay? And you can have open palms or fists, doesn't matter to me. Push forward, kind of rounding the shoulders. Breathe in and pull down by the ribs. So I exhale and push. Breathe in and pull back by the ribs. Exhale and push. Breathe in, pull back and down by the ribs. Couple more here, forward. And last one, breathing in, pulling back. Exhale, forward. Okay, I'm going to turn my palms up, slightly bent elbows, but for the most part, fairly straight. Breathe in as we circle out, standing nice and tall. Opening up the chest, pull the shoulder blades back together. Exhale, circling forward. So the palms are up, breathing in as we circle out. Exhale, circling forward. Tucking the tail so your low spine is in line with your upper spine. Breathing in, circling out. Exhale, circle forward. Remember, you can always go faster than me. Don't make me have you hold your breath, right? Exhale, circle forward. I'm going to do 1 more here. Then I'm going to change it just slightly. This is going to be similar to our bow and arrow move that we've done in other classes, but instead of pulling straight back like this, I'm going to circle out to the side, but only twisting from the waist up. The knees don't turn at all. So I'm just turning out, panning out to the right, breathing in, getting some shoulder mobility and some spine mobility. Exhale, circle forward. Left hand pans out, breathing in. Exhale and unwind. So this move, think of your mobility as very personal, right? You don't need to reach back this far. If you reach this far and that's it, that's okay. Okay, if you can come farther, then great, but don't force it. Exhale and unwind. Left hand pulls back, breathing in. Exhale, unwind. I'm going to do 1 more on each side. Tucking the tail. Right hand, breathing in. Exhale and unwind. Last one here, left hand circling out and back. Exhale and unwind. Hands are facing each other like we're chopping, okay? Palms are facing each other. Breathe in and roll back toward the shoulders. Exhale down the body. Big circles, forward, up, and back as we breathe in. Exhale down the body. I'm going to start stepping forward here with one foot. Here's what it looks like. Exhale down the body. So step forward with one foot. Breathe in as we come up and back. Exhale down. And I'm weight shifting here. If you're in a chair, you might just stick with your feet next to each other. They might not be front to back like this. That's okay. Exhale down the body. Up and back. Exhale down the body. Two more. Here's one. Exhale down. On this last one, I'm going to switch feet and switch directions. So breathe in, come up and back, stepping back. Step forward with the other foot and exhale as we push. Breathing in, come up. Exhale forward and down. Breathing in, coming up. Exhale forward and down. Come up the body. Exhale forward and down. Let's do two more. Here's one. Exhale forward and down. Last one. Breathe in and step back. Bring the feet apart. And let's send the weight or send the wheel over either foot. So I'm going to weight shift and circle over my right knee. It's okay if you're on the opposite side. Breathing in, coming back up the body. Exhale over the left knee. Now notice with this move, I'm not bending down a ton, right? The temptation here is to lean forward. We want to avoid that probably a little bit. Okay, so a little bit of lean is fine, but we don't want to be too dramatic with it. Exhale over one knee. Breathing in, coming up. A little bit of spinal rotation here. Coming on up. Coming on up. Deep breath. Let's do two more. Here's one. And last, circle over the other side. Deep breath coming up, high and wide with the hands. This is hourglass now. Okay, so we're high and wide. If you're seated, you might want your feet together, otherwise the knees will get in the way. If you're standing, it won't matter. Exhale, come narrow, and then low and wide. Sinking at the knees and hips. Breathing in, high and wide. Exhale, low and wide. So the hands come forward and together almost in the front, and then apart at the top and the bottom. Exhale on the way down. Inhale on the way up. Exhale on the way down. Inhale on the way up, and you can kind of point your nose up a little bit to open that airway, right? Exhale on the way down. Last one, nice deep breath, like it's the biggest stretch of the day, right? Nice and tall. By the way, when I'm standing tall, my knees are not locked out. They're just slightly bent here. And exhale, let them down. And let's shake out the arms and take a brief break here. All right, awesome job, everybody. While you're watching, go ahead and click the subscribe button so that you can stay up to date on when I post new videos like this one. All right, toes are forward. Breathe in as we circle out and up overhead. Exhale as we circle out and down. Breathing in as we circle out and up overhead. Exhale, sinking down, down, down. Let's change it here just a little bit. Circle out and up. Palms turn forward, and we go forward and down like you're washing this big window in front of you. Okay, breathe in as we circle out and up. I'm going to open up the mouth here and do an ocean breath. A large hole means a large exit for air, right? A large mouth, a large opening means you can get a lot out faster. So let's give that a shot. Circle out and up and go quickly out. Okay, breathing in, circle out and up. Like you're fogging up a mirror in front of you. Let's do 3 more. Here's 1. Here's 2. And 3. All right, one hand is over the other as I'm pushing down, okay? This is gonna be called tiger. As I come up, we pull the shoulder blades back, and I've got these little tiger claws, cat claws, like you could scratch something. They look like rock climbing hooks to me, like you're gonna rock climb. I can't talk. Okay, so pull the shoulder blades back and together. The hands come possibly a little bit wider than the shoulders. If you've got that mobility, it might look a little bit narrower if you don't, but try to pull back and wide. Open up the chest here, fill the chest with air, fill the lungs. Then when we exhale, we sink down, pushing one hand over the other. And it's okay to round the shoulders a little bit here, but again, we don't want to round the low back like this. That's a lot of pressure and tension on the low back. So shoulders only if you're gonna round. Come on up, breathing in. Exhale, narrow. Breathing in, coming up. Exhale, narrow. Breathing in, coming on up. Exhale, narrow. Breathing in, coming up. Exhale, narrow. A couple more. Here's 1. And last one, come on up. And down. Scooping from the river. Okay, that means I've turned my palms up. I scoop forward and up toward my forehead. Splash over the face, exhale as we split and come down. It sounds like a lot, but here it is. Scoop from the river. You don't have to go too deep, right? Listen to your body. We're just pushing energy through the body, right? It's not a super duper strenuous, or at least the intent isn't a super duper strenuous squat, right? It doesn't need to be super low. Sink down, breathing in. Split and exhale, coming down. Scoop and breathe in. Splash, exhale, split. Couple more. Scoop and breathe in. Splash, exhale, down. Scoop and breathe in. Splash, exhale, come down. Last one, and then I'm going to reverse direction. Scoop and breathe in. Exhale out and down. Okay, here's what this looks like. Switch directions, so we circle out and up toward the forehead. My thumbs come together and my pointer fingers come together. You don't have to make this really cool triangle, but I like to. So then we push forward and we blow through the triangle. And down. So scoop out and up, breathing in. If you're seated, you might want your feet, I don't know, wide, I guess, and then your hands just kind of roll over your legs. Scoop out and up. Exhale forward and down. It's okay to make some sound as you breathe. All right, sound is good. Couple more. Here's 1. And the last one, when I exhale on this one, I'm just going to reach straight forward. So breathe in, circle out and up. Exhale straight forward and pull back for bow and arrow. So I'm twisting, bringing my fist back by my ribs here, and then exhale and unwind. Left hand pulls back, breathing in. Make sure you got a little bend in the knees so that they're not locked out and they're not twisting. Exhale and unwind. 2 more on each side. Right hand pulling back, a little twist. This, I think, is our third spinal rotation move today, so we're getting a nice mix of rotation in the spine today. Left hand back. By the way, it doesn't matter to me which side you're on, I just tell you which side I'm on. One more on each side. Here's one. Exhale and unwind. My legs are getting fatigued. That's nice. Left hand back. Exhale and unwind. All right. Roll the wrists up and back toward the forehead. And exhale as we push straight forward. You can create a little bit of pressure with your lips here by bringing them closer together. It creates a smaller opening, right? A smaller opening in the mouth. So although I'm not going to exhale slower, I'm going to create some pressure as I blow candles out or blow up a balloon with that. So push straight forward. Breathe in as we roll up and back. Push straight forward. Breathe in as we roll up and back. Straight forward. I'm going to do one last one. And the hands can come down at the sides. All right, let's take another brief break here. Shake out the arms, shake out the legs. Don't forget to subscribe. Enjoy. All right, move anything that you feel like you need to move, right? Part of Qi Gong is addressing irritation areas, right? So getting the flow to go through the body means if you've got some numbness in your toes, right? Tap the foot, move it around just a little bit. You don't need to be aggressive, but give it some acknowledgement, give it some love, right? Shake it out, weight shift. If you've got pressure somewhere, move it. If you got an itch, scratch it, right? That's okay, okay? If you need to yawn, yawn. Your body wants to re-regulate and create homeostasis, right? So yawn if you need to. Burping and belching, totally normal, right? Trying to get rid of gas in the body. All right. Here we are, toes forward, tuck the tail a little bit so the low back isn't getting a lot of pressure pushing back like that. You want to tuck the tail, okay? Here we are. And these next couple of moves might look a little bit different because they'll look like other classes have looked, but they'll look different than the previous 20 minutes because they're a little bit more cyclical and you don't pair the breathing quite as much. Everything that we've done so far has been very tied with the breathing, pulling, and pushing, right? This is a little bit more fluid, for just kind of natural breathing, okay? So don't worry too much about your breathing here. Let's start with pendulum, swinging left and right. And sometimes we do slow it down, right? And breathe in one way and out the other. But I'm getting the arms really moving here. So you decide if you want to slow down and breathe in one way and out the other, that is fine, that is great. That is typically considered a good movement meditation, right? Breathing and listening to that breath. I'm using a little momentum and feels good, okay? After this, I'm gonna slow down and turn this into brushing the tall grass. So instead of pendulum swinging up high on the sides, I'm going to come down and low and pull across. So I'm going to breathe in as I pull one way and exhale pulling the other. Breathe in as I pull one way, fix my glasses, exhale pull the other. Couple more, here's one. Exhale the other. Last one, in one way. And after this, we're painting the hills. So my right hand is on my left hip or left to right hip, doesn't matter, but one hand to the opposite hip. Breathe in as we circle over and kind of reset with the other hand. Exhale the other way. Now, again, you're welcome to start moving here faster than your breath can be paired, right? So you're welcome to just kind of swipe right, swipe left, paint right, whatever. Or you can slow it down and really think about those breath strokes and paint strokes. So as I paint the hill, my low hand kind of sneaks across and resets to paint the other hill. And then my low hand sneaks across to paint the other hill, right? What color are your hills today? I'm thinking kind of a green today, a nice sage green. for me. A couple more. Here's 1 and 1. And here's 2 and 2. All right. Rainbow. Circle out and up. Breathing in. Exhale out and down. You might rock here and then circle out and up. Breathing in. Exhale out and down. Yeah, if you're seated, by the way, you don't get quite as much leg action, obviously. So you might not rock quite as much, but you can just kind of weight shift from one leg onto the other, or from one sit bone onto the other. We exhale on the way down. We breathe in on the way up. Stretching the upper body. Out and down. And if this is ever bugging your shoulders, check this version out. You don't have to come up super duper high, right? This can be a small movement if need be. It can also be a visualized movement. If you don't have the limb or have the movement in the limb, right? Just visualize that movement. One more each way. So this has been rainbow. Next, it's going to be slightly different with rotating rainbow. Instead of facing you the whole time, I'm going to turn my shoulders left, scoop out and up. Then I'll turn my shoulders right, out and down. So circling out and up. I'm turning the upper body for rotating rainbow. Breathe in, coming out and up. Exhale down. Breathe in, come out and up. Exhale down. Come out and up. Exhale down. Up. And down. Up. And you can go faster or slower if you like. And up. All right, let's do moving waters and calming waters. Here we are. Come up with the hands up toward the shoulders. When I push forward, it's like I'm pushing the waves out to sea, okay? So we're kind of getting the waves going first. Push as we exhale. When you breathe in, you've got a couple of options here. You can come in and out like this, standing tall as the waves ripple back to shore, right? Exhale, push them out to sea. Breathe in, coming in and out, mirroring each other, standing tall. Another option is going the same direction at the same time. So both go left, both go right. Exhale, push them back out to sea. One of them looks like this. Both go the same direction at the same time. Sort of snaking left and right. And one of them looks like this, mirroring each other. I have a preference. I like that one better. I like the in and out myself, the mirrored movement. Last one. And you decide how you want to let the waves come up to sea. Then let's calm the waters. My right hand's going to circle across, forward and out. As the right hand goes out, the left hand circles across, forward and out. So they're both really moving at all times, right? If you were to just look at one of my hands, it's continuously moving versus one side and then the other. They're both kind of simultaneously alternating. Those seem like opposite words, but they are simultaneously alternating. They're both continuously going. And you don't have to pair your breathing with this one, right? This is just kind of a resettle your breath. Take a few nice deep ones. Find a little bit of silence. Maybe slowing it down. Really calming the waters. Imagine you can just feel like the fingertips are just barely touching the water. All right. After that calm, right, I'm going to start to move us around a little bit more here. Move a little bit faster. And bear in the woods looks like this. My arms come down and I'm going to swing my arms around. This is one of those moves, if you're in a chair, the knees just get in the way, right? That's just, they do. You gotta pick the arms up a little bit more. You get a little bit less momentum out of it. If you're seated, that's okay. Not all the moves are going to feel perfect in a chair. So I wanted to try a standing class for you guys. Swinging around. Let the arms bump. That being said, you can still get a lot out of this. You're still getting spinal rotation. You don't have to get the momentum going if you're in a chair. That's all right. Don't hit your arms on the backrest of a chair, right? All right. Next up, shake out the arms, move the legs a little bit, rotate, roll the shoulders. Let me just check how much time we've got left. We're getting pretty close to our closing. We're not quite there yet, but we are right around the corner. Great job today, by the way, everybody. All right, these next couple of moves we'll do some breathing techniques with, where your exhale is relevant, how we exhale. We've talked about breathing in through the nose, which has lots of benefits. But exhaling here with different paces and rhythms and techniques is kind of our method for our madness here. So let's give it a shot. I'm going to scoop forward and up, straight forward and up, breathing in. When I exhale, my forearms are coming straight down in front of my shoulders like a vertical post, right? Exhale, down, 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 sinking at the knees and hips. Okay, when I exhale, I'm going to use pursed lip breathing, like I'm breathing out through a small straw, right? A little hole in the lips, a little hole in the straw, which means I'll exhale slow. It looks like this. And you might hear a little hissing sound because it's a smaller stream, right? Okay, and again. If you'd like to add rhythmic breathing with this, you can tap your tongue to the back of your teeth or the roof of your mouth, and it'll create a little bit of pressure as we exhale. You'll still be able to exhale slowly, probably, usually. So it sounds like this. As I tap my tongue to the back of my teeth or the roof of my mouth. I like the back of my teeth. Come on up. You could go faster if you'd like to tap faster, but you're still exhaling the same rate. Come on up. Or slower. Lots of different rhythms there. All right, last one here, coming on up. And just let it out your own pace. All right, this next one is an asymmetrical movement. So same move, but my left arm's gonna stay low, my right arm's gonna come high. So it looks like this, except one arm's high and one arm's low. See that? My left elbow stays low, coming on up, high on the right, low on the left, or the other way around. Exhaling down, floating down. Reminds me of fireworks going up in the sky. These are quiet fireworks, and then they drift down gently. Coming up high, and exhale down. Coming off high, and down. Last one here, or let's do two more. Here's one. Last one. All right, one hand on top, one hand underneath this imaginary ball, okay? This is another practice Exhaling slowly, it's called yin and yang. We come apart with our hands. If you're seated in a chair, you want your feet close together so that you can bring your hands beside your legs rather than getting messed up in your lap, right? Your legs will get in the way probably. So bring them close together if you're in a chair. If you're standing, that won't matter too much. Just tuck your tail so that your low back isn't getting bothered, okay, as much. One hand on top, one hand on bottom. We breathe in as we come apart. Standing tall, then we exhale through those pursed lips, circling around, sinking at the knees and hips. Softening the eyes. And now we're on the other side. Nice deep breath in as we come apart. Exhale. Some people are going to be able to exhale for 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, maybe even 2 minutes. So everybody's going to have a different capacity for this. If you play an instrument, right, especially a wind instrument, exhale circling out and around. If you're a scuba diver, if you have some experience with either holding your breath or controlled exhaling, this is going to be easier for you. Okay, I'm going to do one nice long one. If you run out of air, remember, Qi Gong, flowing continuously. Don't hold your breath at the top or bottom of the cycle. Continually exhale or inhale, okay? So if you run out of breath on this last one, that's okay. Just move on and do another round. Here we are, coming apart. You can tap the tongue if you want. Nice deep breath. Let it out. All right. So that one stretched my capacity a little bit, and I did that on purpose. I just kind of wanted to see where I was at today. At the beginning of a practice, I may have a different capacity. At the end, I may be more fatigued, right? So I'm curious how we do just kind of out of the blue in the middle of the day. If we breathe in, how long we can steadily exhale. If you run out of air, though, you want to breathe back in. Don't get lightheaded and dizzy. All right, friends, let's get to our closing here. Wow, there's so much to do in the next class, by the way. I didn't get to a lot of the asymmetrical movement patterns for the left and right brain. I did not get to buzzing, humming, lots of sounds with our breathing. So fun. Okay, so more to look forward to next time. Let's do tracing the meridians, washing the chi, palms together. Breathe in as we come up over the head. Back behind the head, down by the waist. Sink down at the knees and hips, just below the kneecaps. And then we round. I know I normally say don't round the back, but for this we want to round a little bit so that each vertebrae can come up. I'm going to turn around so you can see the backside. Each vertebrae can come up one at a time, okay? So come on up over the head. Excuse me. Back behind the head. Down by the waist, underneath the knees, rounding the back just a little bit and roll up, tucking the chin so that the neck is protected so that you're going up one vertebrae at a time. You don't want to bend and spring back at all. You don't want to do this, bend and spring. You want to roll up, just like that, okay? Palms together. This will be my last one. Over the head, shoulders, armpits, down by the waist, sink at the knees and hips. And this is great for decompressing that low back, by the way. Rolling up, slow and steady. Okay, and our final movement sequence, very similar to what we've done today. We push in 4 different directions. If you know the move, great. It is clearing or expanding the small universe. We push down, sideways, forward, and up. You don't have to memorize it. I do it with you. Here we are. Breathing in, hands come up toward the shoulders. Every time we exhale, we sink down. Every time we breathe in, we stand tall. Exhale out to the sides. Breathing in, standing tall. Exhale forward. Breathing in, back to the shoulders. Exhale, this is the funny one. We push up and we squat down. It's similar to a move in yoga called chair, right? Traditional chair. So I think the Eastern medicine might have been onto something there. Breathe in, back to the shoulders. Exhale down. Breathing in, coming on up. Out to the sides. Back to the shoulders. Straight forward. Breathe in as we pull back. And pushing up and sinking down. That's the funny one. Nice deep breath as we bring our hands back to the heart, back to the chest, right in front and center. Nice deep breath in through the nose if you can. And let it all out. Unfold, unwind. Awesome job, everybody. I hope you feel well after that. I feel well. Really quick, everybody, don't forget to subscribe if you want to see when I post new videos like these.